The Athletic released a player rankings broken into tiers, and a lot of Sixer fans were kind of pissed off about this. Yeah, I was mad about this. I'm sure Teja was a little bit peeved by it, but they broke down the players into tiers, and Embiid was in the second tier. Tier 1 was only Giannis, Curry, KD, and Nikola Jokic. And I know we'd agree that he should be added to that first tier. I'm going to say all three of us probably will say that, but. What do you? And a lot of people were discounting this list because Embiid wasn't even in the top tier. But if you were to add him to that list and take out somebody from that list, who would that person be? Who would you take out in tier 1 to put Embiid in for?
Well, I think if the MVPs the last 2 seasons were switched, then the role would have been switched. The tier would have been switched.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can take anybody out. I mean, you could probably add a 5th guy.
Yeah.
You can add a 5th guy, but I don't know how you can.
It's funny. The top 4 guys, it's the 2-time MVP and
all MVPs.
3 champions too. He's the only guy without the ring, but he's also won back-to-back MVPs.
But they're all back-to-back MVPs, aren't they? Except for KD.
Oh yeah, you're also right about that too. They're all that's true. Yeah.
You can't take none of them off. You can probably add Joel, but you can't take none of them away.
Thing is, are we separating? I mean, we got to separate.
Put it like this: if you take one of them away, just pick any of them. And add Joel, they have a better argument to jumping to that top tier than he does.
Really? Because he's been back-to-back.
Are we talking about seasons or career?
Yeah, see, exactly. This is season, but the career comes into play definitely with Curry and Durant.
Yes.
Right now, who's better though? I mean, Curry's got the best team in the league, so he's got a really good supporting cast. Is Curry?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it kind of depends on what they're judging.
Yeah, I would say, funny enough, the 2 best careers are Curry and Durant. I would say it's one of those 2 that you'd switch off for Embiid right now.
Yeah, but they were voted top 75 this year.
Yeah, that's I know it's really hard.
I'm just saying, some could argue that LeBron should be in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, and it's funny that the next tier is only 2 guys. It's only Embiid and Doncic. So it's like they're like right there, but not there. But Doncic, but see, that's the thing. When you do that way, Doncic and Embiid aren't equal. But Embiid's back-to-back runner-up, and he's what, a 3-4 time all defensive player on the second team. Those are hardcore accolades. That's the guy. Those are 2. The only guy who can say he has anything close to that is Giannis. He's got the MVPs and he's got the defensive player. But none of the other guys are defensive players. I don't know, man. It's hard. We do have really high rankings though for guys. I mean, James Harden is the 2B. I think he's like the 13th man listed on this list. So,
I seen the list. I didn't particularly take it personal.
Hopefully he did.
Hopefully he did, but for me, I mean, to be a top 6 player in the league and viewed that way, I mean, that's, I guess it's all arguable to be a top 5 or top 3 or whatever you are. I mean,
and we were even talking about that recently, how about in the All-Star game, when like push comes to shove, they're like, just give the ball to Joel. So it's like,
yeah, I'm just saying, like, KD was injured a lot, but when he was playing, he was playing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though, when it comes to these lists that they're made by, analytics guys, not really like basketball guys. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like, what is the? I think part of the list is last season. I think part of the list is respect for careers.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah,
that's what I think is. Unless you you can show me the list, but show me the criteria too.
Mm-hmm.
Then maybe I'll have a better understanding of it.
Yeah, because you can look at the last.
Let me ask. Go ahead, Marcus. Sorry.
You can look at the last 2 years of Embiid, and it's great and all, but like if we are looking at career, I mean, they're going to take into the, his injury history and not playing those first few years and comparatively to other guys.
I mean, that can move other people up and them down.
Yeah.
I just don't know what, how they're viewing it.
I'd be more insulted if I was Tobias Harris. He's like the 70th guy on this list. Look, let me ask you a toss-up. Dorian Finney-Smith or Tobias Harris, Eric?
Eric, you there?
Yeah, I'm here now. You guys froze on me.
Oh, okay. I said Dorian Finney-Smith or Tobias Harris?
Tobias Harris.
Dorian Finney-Smith's like, he's one tier above him, but like 30 players up, but like they're all tied in that tier together. But yeah, I mean, I would be most insulted if I was Tobias. There are so many guys above him that it's just like it's completely unjustified in my opinion.
I mean, but Dorian Finney-Smith also doesn't have to. His role is more defined because, and he also doesn't. Luka dominates the ball, but he doesn't have James Harden, Joel, and a young Maxey. So I think sort of who you're playing with kind of impacts what you're able to do, but I don't think that's accounted for in this vote.
I mean, Horford above Tobias Harris? Like what? Like what is this? 5 years ago?
I mean, then you shouldn't be paying much attention to the top then if that's the case.
Yeah. Derek White on the same tier as Tobias Harris? Derek White? I mean, wait, is a Boston fan?
Yeah,
what is this?
So I'm just saying, if you feel that way about the rest of the list and feel that way about the whole list, let's not just pick and choose.
Oh yeah, no, that's When I first saw this, I tweeted out I'd be more pissed off if I was Embiid, but for one spot, it's those four guys above you. Okay, you can't if Tobias and Embiid were talking about this, and he's like, if I was Tobias, I'm like, yo, bro, you got some of the top players of all time ahead of you. Okay, like I have guys that finally scored double digits this season above me. Okay. I've been averaging 18 rain or shine for the past 6 seasons. So it's I mean, but it's, hopefully they just use it to their social media. Now we know they see all this. So hopefully use it to their advantage and, push them up.
You mentioned something to me the other day about that one list that had us overall tied with the Warriors. What was that?
Yeah. I tried finding that. It was it was a tiered list like this, but it was they had numerical values for all of it, and then it totaled up all the guys that they actually rated, and it we were tied with the Warriors. I forgot what the number was, but for the most numerical value player.
Tied with the Warriors as the highest?
Yeah. It's believable. I mean, we had a really top heavy talented team last year and lacked depth. Because of Harden's contract and what he did, we have more depth now. So we just added, we literally just took the same team and just added to it from last year. So understandable.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of these lists as the there's kind of a dark period in the NBA right now with nothing really going on. There's going to be so many of these publications breaking out these lists.
Yep.
You've been seeing it in the NFL as we've gotten closer to training camp. The lists are starting to go away, but in the dead of the off season, all these lists of top 20 guys, top 10 guys. I don't know the criteria for half those things, but